the road before you get there.
Hi, I'm Jill.
And I'm John.
And we're the geezers on the go.
Go, go, go!
This time we're at Letchworth State Park in western New York, home to the Grand Canyon of the East with its 600-foot cliffs and 3 major waterfalls. The campground is considered by many to be the most beautiful state park in America. In fact, a poll of USA Today readers once declared it the best state park in the nation. It's got 350 campsites, 270 of them have electrical hookups. It also has cabins, cottages, a luxury inn, and more than 60 miles of hiking trails. And yes, we saw wildlife, the real kind. Plus, New York's baby Grand Canyon, and lots of other awesome scenery. And we sipped cocktails at the wonderful old Glen Iris Inn, all at a state park once judged the best in the nation. Here we are at Letchworth State Park. We're in site 122. It's a nice full site with it's a big space. Has electric, no water, and as I said, the water spigot is just right over there, so we're good. And we have quite a spacious spot here because there's no one right now, no one behind us, and we have this big bush in between us and the camper next to us, so you can't see it. It looks like they kept switching around the fire pit. There's the fire pit. It looks like it was there. It was there. And then it was over there. Here in Loop 100, we have sites on both sides here. We're in the inner loop right now. And it goes around, and there's sites that go against the trees. I think out of all the different loops, there's 8 loops in this campground. I think number 100 loop is the best. One good thing about our site is, since this place only has electric and you have to fill up your water tank, the water tank is right next to where we are. You can't keep hooked up, but it's easy to fill up the water tank. And we have a lot of, as you can tell, a lot of good space behind us. So that if you wanted to have a game of catch or something, you have it. The other good thing is that we are right by the bathroom. Okay, as you walk around the back here, I said we have a lot of space behind us. And there's only one site here, which originally we were supposed to have John's sister stay, and she was going to be here, so that would have been a great site because we'd be back to back. But as there, you can see around here, there's lots of space. And these back up if you to the actually the gorge is way on the other side of the trees back here. As we come around here, the numbers are kind of strange because this number on here is 127, and then you come on this side is 114. So I'm not sure how they exactly number these sites, but as you could see, back the ones here by the back to the trees are pretty deep. 129, and then back there is 131. So you'd have lots of room to spread out and not feel too crowded. Especially the ones that are down there, 133, 135. Yeah, this is a little view from the ones that are around the trees, and down there is part of the gorge, and you can see you're in the shade of all these trees, and there's the electric. So it's a very pretty place here, at least in our loop anyway. And as you can see, there are these water spigots around, and it says you can't, no washing of dishes, clothes, or persons are allowed. They're prohibited, so don't do it. The only problem with some of these sites is that a couple of them towards the back are a little bit unlevel, but it shouldn't do too much of a problem. This is site 109, and we were here about 4 or 5 years ago when we were in this site, and we had friends who came with us, and they were next to us, so that was pretty close in between, so that was a nice trip. There are some cabins scattered around this big park, and this is one of them. Just one cabin right before you get into the campground, and it's called Cabin C. Looks like it fits a few people.
Yeah, as you can see, quite a few of these cabins were occupied. And
We also have a laundry here too.
yeah, so it's a nice little place to rent a cabin and hang out with a family for a few days. This is what cabins used to look like when I was a kid. I'm not saying that's a good thing, but that's
They look rustic.
it's true, yeah. Yeah, they were rustic, just like me.
Right in about the middle of all the loops at the campground here, there's a nice little store, and they offer fresh local produce. I bought some the other day. You might hear it's a little rainy today. They have lots of fresh fruits and vegetables in here. You can hear the rain. They got watermelon and cucumbers and zucchini, tomatoes, nice good strawberries. So fully stocked, and then you go inside and they have lots of stuff with inside the store. And also right next to the little camp store, there's a pretty good sized laundry in here with a bunch of machines, and in case you want to read something, they got magazines, and there's an ice cream freezer at the corner. This is the pool area here at Letchworth State Park, and as usual, not open yet. It's middle of June. I'm not sure when they open, but it looks like a really big pool. The water's in it, but nobody's swimming. It says it's closed yet. Maybe it's open on the weekend. This is middle of the week, but it looks like they have a big snack bar and changing rooms, and a big grassy area on the other side of the pool area, so looks like you could really stretch out. Right now, I'm the only car in the parking lot here. This is actually by the pool. This is a gigantic parking lot, so they must get a lot of people here in warmer weather. This is a really cool campground here. There's 8 different loops.
Yeah, and a lot of campsites. I think it has almost 300 campsites.
But you have to be careful in the 4 loops. And 4 of the loops are just no pets, and 4 of the loops you can have pets. So
Right.
make sure you check.
Well, you don't have to have a pet.
No, you don't have to have one, but you
No, you could, but you are allowed to have one. Yes.
Right. And it's a lot of trees, so you pretty good sized space.
Yeah, well,
and most electric.
The campground was at one time voted the #1 state park in the nation. I don't know if I go quite that far, but I know why it did,
Right.
because it's got the little Grand Canyon. They call it the Grand Canyon of New York, or the baby Grand Canyon, and it's got some beautiful waterfalls
And big gorges, deep gorges.
deep gorges
That the Genesee River flows through.
Yeah, so it's a beauty. And if you want to have a quiet evening, you can go up to the Glen Iris Inn, and if you're feeling all fancy, and sit out front and have cocktails, and they light up the falls.
Right. And one note though, when you do come into the park, we would suggest you come in either at the Mount Morris entrance or the Perry entrance, because if you don't, if you're coming from the south entrance, you have to drive the 17 miles through the park.
Through the park.
And it's kind of windy.
Yeah, it's windy and up and down, and it's not a drive. It's a pretty drive in a car, but you don't want to take it with pulling anything. So come in those entrances toward the north. Besides, Mount Morris is a pretty little town anyway.
Right. Went in there and they have just some little stores and stuff so you can get supplies, and there's a bunch of little shops. There's antique shops and
we'll go to on a little visit into Mount Morris, and then we'll also take you out and show you the waterfalls, and if you're lucky and you hang around long enough, we'll show you how they light up the waterfall at night. This is the Genesee River Canyon at Letchworth, also known as New York's Little Grand Canyon. Well, here you get a pretty good view of what they call the Little Grand Canyon of New York. That's the Genesee River down there. And this is all in Letchworth State Park.
it's called the tea table area.
Yeah, it's a very popular viewing area for the canyon here. And you can see the cliffs on the right hand side of the river, and the river running downstream here. Well, you can see they have those coin operated viewers set up here, so this must be the view. And it is pretty impressive. I wish we had a nicer day. It's a little foggy and a little cloudy, and it's been drizzling, but you get the idea.
Well, we were here yesterday in the rain, and now the sun's out, so I thought we'd stop by one more time. And there's some hawks flying there, and like John says, it's much more good or light this today. You can get to see the cliffs, and it's not so foggy and drizzly. Maybe we'll compare the two.
On a sunny day, you can see for miles. But as we found out, it's not always sunny here. There are 3 sets of falls in the gorge: the lower falls, middle falls, and upper falls. And we're going to make our way upriver to the lower falls right now.
The lower falls are the only ones that require much of a hike. You can practically drive right up to the other 2. Well, I'm attempting to go down these 127 steps. I don't know if I'll get all the way down, John. Not gonna make it, but I'm gonna try. At least go down some of the steps and see how far I can get and see another view of the falls. I was down here once before, but I was 5 years younger, so we'll see if I can make it and don't tumble down and kill myself. See you later. Those are the lower falls of Letchworth State Park. More of the lower falls from a different angle. And here we are at the base of the lower falls, and I can actually feel the spray of the falls hitting me in the face. These are the middle falls. This is probably one of the bigger falls, and at night they light up with lights here. So wouldn't want to go over that in a barrel. You can feel the spray of the falls here, and it's just, I don't know, you just can't capture how beautiful this is here. and how loud and how powerful. It's just something. This is the top of Middle Falls, and the water is just going down over the top. I sort of feel like standing here like I'm on the jungle ride in Disneyland or Disney World, and it's like the backside of water. And when the sun goes down, the lights come up on the Middle Falls. Well, we've made it to the upper falls. This is the famous shot of the falls and the bridge. And it comes down here. They're looking pretty good after a little bit of rain we had yesterday. It flows down here to the Genesee River.
Here we get the full effect of the upper falls. That is a lot of water coming over that falls, dumping down into the Genesee River. This is the Glen Iris Inn, nearly 200 years old, sitting on its perch above the Middle Falls.
This is the area of the Glen Iris Inn. You can sit outside. There's a restaurant. I think there's even some rooms here. It's sort of situated right by the Middle Falls, and it's a very pretty setting. You can sit out here, have a drink, or have a meal, and we're going to go have a drink. Well, John, we're here having a drink at the Glen Iris, and what are you having?
Well, this is a Basil Hayden's bourbon.
What are you having? A flight of bourbons, right?
Having a flight of bourbon.
Okay.
And I couldn't be happier.
Well, John, you look like you're having the last of your bourbons here. Tell us what it is.
Well, this is the last one. It's 100 proof Nob Hill, and boy, it's so easy to tell the difference between 100 proof bourbon and 80 proof. This sort of latches onto your taste buds with its talons and goes scratching all the way down.
But in a good way.
Oh, in an excellent way, yes.
So let's see, have a sip. Have a sip. And again, this is the Iris Glen, and if you come down around here, you can come down and get a tremendous view of the Middle Falls. This is the Mount Morris Dam, and it never fails whenever we go camping someplace. We always find a dam. And it looks like it's very, very low. Last time we were here, the river was flowing. There's been not much rain the last couple of weeks, except today it's kind of drizzly. But there's no water in there. And it comes out back again to the Genesee River. And they do have tours in here. We've gone once before. You go in inside the dam and they show you how it works, and kind of an interesting tour. So if you get a chance, and I think it's free, it don't cost anything. So if you want to see the inside of a dam, you can. This is downtown Mount Morris, about 8 to 10 miles outside of the campground, Letchworth. I thought we could come down, and there's a bunch of little stores, carvings. So if you wanted to do something else besides see gorges and waterfalls, you could come down into town. And there's a few restaurants and lots of little places you can go visit. One of the many stores here in antiques, and there's lots of wood carvings here, so lots of different things for different people. Mount Morris likes to spruce up their post in town. This is all crocheted little guy here in front of some of the stores.
We had a blast at Letchworth State Park. We hope you enjoyed it too, and as always, we'll see you down the road.
Stop, stop, stop!